We're getting ready for kickoff at the Coliseum. The winner of USC and UCLA will go to the Pac-12 Conference Championship game next week. With the Los Angeles Times, I'm Lindsey, Thiry, joined by USC beat reporter Gary Klein, UCLA beat reporter Chris Foster. And today, USC is going to have a chance to defeat UCLA for the first time in 3 seasons. Or, hey, maybe UCLA will make it 4 straight, Chris.
Well, yeah, USC has a chance. Everybody has a chance. I have a chance to be king of England sometime. UCLA is going to win this game by 2 touchdowns.
I wasn't even asking for predictions. We're starting this one off hot. Gary, what do you think?
Well, I know
Gary's not giving a prediction.
Based on the way that UCLA has come out the last 3 years and just taken it to USC, I think you have to think that might happen again. But there is something on the line here for USC this season, and there's a lot on the line for Clay Helton. If USC comes out with an attitude that they're not going to get pushed around, finally, it could be a different story.
These guys really drank their coffee this morning. Okay, USC is prepared for pregame. They have cordoned off their USC logo, so there will be no pregame fighting. Chris, what do you think? Is this just USC being scared of the Bruins?
Well, I think they had a little problem with the logo last time around.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize that Jim Mora has drone capability. He could easily drop something in there from above. So we'll see. But it's part of the posturing and the posing of this whole thing. It's you want to make sure, like last year when Sam Handler, the UCLA walk-on receiver, stood on the field and was going to block the drum major from stabbing the sword into the ground at the Rose Bowl, even though they'd already agreed not to stab the sword into the ground at the Rose Bowl. So this is all part of the rivalry, and it's who is more macho.
Gary, do you think this means that USC's already been disturbed mentally by the Bruins?
Disturbed mentally? I don't know if that's the right way to put it. But again, if Jim Mora has done anything in his time at UCLA, he gets his team prepared for this game. And it's apparent watching it in the press box, it's apparent watching it on TV. USC needs to change the dynamic of this.
A lot of talk about injuries. Both teams have suffered several season-ending injuries. For the Bruins, Eddie Vanderdoes, Miles, Jack, Fabian Moreau. Anybody else, Chris, that you don't expect to play today that could really make a difference?
Well, we'll see about Connor Mcdermott, who's the tackle in charge of watching Josh Rosen's blind side. He did not practice all week. He's got a right knee injury. I don't think he plays. He may try to go, but I don't know how effective he'd be. But they have a young man named Colton Miller who's about 8'4", and he does a pretty good job as a redshirt freshman. So I think even if Connor doesn't play, UCLA should be all right at tackle. As
many injuries as there has been at UCLA, also injuries at USC. Offensive lineman Max Turk, offensive lineman Toa Lobendon. They're on to their 3rd center, and Khalil Rogers. We'll keep an eye on him today, Gary.
Right, Khalil Rogers dealing with 2 shoulder issues. Many people focused on that snap last week against Oregon. If he can't go, Nico Falah will move over to center. Trey Madden, a running back who's missed a couple games, supposed to get some spot duty today, but they've got some issues again with some young linebackers in there. Now, before it gets thrown back to you, you're asking Chris and I for our predictions. You're the only one here.
I was just going to make one.
You are the only one here who has seen both teams.
Yes.
You've seen them in practice. You've seen them at games. What's your feel on this?
Gary's trying to bring back those August nightmares when fans got so mad at me. All right, Chris Foster said UCLA. Gary Klein's on the fence as always. I'm going to go with UCLA, I think 32-28.
And why?
Because, Gary, that's just what I said. I'm the boss. All right, so we're getting ready for kickoff once again. 12:30. We'll be here with the latest coverage on the game.